Good afternoon, everyone. This is Boss Cube, and today I'm going to do a introductory video to the H145 from Hype Performance Group. As you can see, this is a beautifully detailed interior. Even the leather, if you look at the seat here, the leather looks kind of a bit worn out and everything, and the console buttons are just there, and everything is just beautifully done. So today we're going to go through the startup procedure, how to get this thing going, and maybe take a tiny flight around the heliport here. If you're wondering where we are at Les Cèdres near Montreal. So let's get started. First things first, let's turn on the batteries and have everything going. So to turn the batteries on, we have to go here to the top panel. We activate the standby battery. Right, there we go. And then we're going to engage our main battery. You put it on, and then you put it on gauge, oop, like so. That should have our systems come on over here. All right. Next up, we're going to want to start the engines. Now, we could, via the little tablet here, connect ground power. Like right now, we're connected to a small generator. Or we could just turn that off so we won't be using it. We're going to pretend we don't have ground power here. As you can see, our battery, the amps are slowly going to go down if we don't do nothing. That's okay because we're going to start the engine. So first things first, we're going to put the primers on, like so. And we're going to put our anti-collision lights on, like so. That way people know that we're about to take off. And we're going to go down here and activate engine 1. Oh, and I have to go to pms50.com for a new update on the nav system. Now we're going to see the propellers spinning up, and our engine warming up, and the N1 going up, and everything going good. And now that the engine's on idle, we're going to start engine 2, like so, right down here. Wait for N1 to reach about 50%. And there we go. Now they're both idling. So we're going to flip over from the primer to the normal fuel pump. So we turn on the fuel pump as like this. Turn off the primer. And that's it for starting the engine. Now you're going to see we have a bunch of little warning here. The autopilot's not working, the engines are on idle, the pitos are off, backup status is off, startup TST okay, and lav CS fail. Alright, so first off for the autopilot, it's quite simple. Down here, everything is on off, just click those and put everything on. That should get rid of everything that has to do with the autopilot. As you can see, everything's good. For the LAVCS, right over here, we're going to switch that over to pilot, like that. There we go. And that's gone. And now all we have are our two engines and the pitot. So, if you don't want to see it flashing, just press the acknowledge button right here. And it's just going to move stuff to the top like so. Alright, let's take this guy up for a little tiny spin, shall we? Now to do that, first off, we're going to put our avionics on. Right? Make sure that's on. Secondly, we're going to turn on the position light, strobe light, and we're going to turn on the pitot over here. There we go. And that warning should have disappeared. Yes, it has. All there's left are the two engines on idle. If you want air conditioning and whatnot, the button does work. You turn it on. Here, let's put some for us. Let's put some on for the passengers in the back, which are not there, but that's okay. And everything else is perfect. If it was a rainy day, we could put on the wiper. As you can see, it's functional, which is awesome. But it's a nice day here in Montreal, so we're gonna turn that off, and we're gonna get ready to go. Now, make sure your throttle is all the way down, and put engine number 1 into flight mode. Same for engine number 2. As you can see, the warnings disappeared. Now to make sure there's no accidental turning them off while we're in flight, we're going to close the little trap here, and that means we're ready to go. Now there are 2 flight modes. There's basic and advanced. If you want to use basic, over here where there's the torque button, just put it on off and you'll have a very smooth takeoff and landing, and more or less it's going to be a nice flight for learning how to fly this thing. Or if you want to get the more or less full experience, just turn that on. Now, taking off with this guy, it's if you're used to the 135, you're going to notice it's a bit heavier than the 135, the way it goes around and everything. So taking off, it's going to jump a little forward and to the right. So what I like to do when I take off is just pull the stick a tiny bit left and back, like so. And also have my rudder a little bit towards the left. Because of course, as you're going up, the tail rudder, the tail fins are going to be spinning up. So let's get in the air. As we can see, we have a little bit of wind, nothing too special. All right, let's go up. There we go. Get her into a nice little hover here. Let's turn her around. Start heading up some more. And let's get out of here. Go around the light here. Get some altitude real quick. We're going to go up in the torque here, but that's okay. We're going to start heading towards Montreal. There we go. We're starting to get some speed. There's the airport at Les Cèdres. Man, this thing is such a smooth ride. Beautiful, beautiful. You can see Mount Royal in the distance there, and the lights from Montreal Pierre-Elliott Trudeau Airport. We're going to keep going a little bit that way, and then we're going to head back to Les Cèdres. Yeah, let's head right. Maybe head towards Valleyfield. Such a smooth ride. This thing is amazing. You can see why in Europe this helicopter is mostly used for helicopter evac and whatnot. It's pretty expensive, actually very expensive, but very, very nice helicopter. As we're going, we're heading towards a new toll bridge for the 30. Just before we get into Valleyfield, we're going to be turning right. Valleyfield's that way. But this is the new toll bridge right in front of us, for the Autoroute 30 that was built a couple of years ago. Last exit before you guys pay. As you can see there are the tolls. And that's the toll bridge. Now we're gonna turn right some more and head towards Valleyfield. awesome helicopter to fly, really, really smooth. Right in front of us here is the General Dynamics plant, where they make explosive powder for munitions, whether it be for Winchester or used for the army. This is where they make explosives. Well, the powder, anyways. And you might be wondering why the buildings are so far apart. Well, if one of them goes out, blows up by an accident or whatnot, it's not taking the whole complex with it. So that's the main reason why all these buildings are all separated here. It's a pretty big complex when you look at it. Alright, let's start heading into Valleyfield proper. There's the old road. If you don't want to pay for the toll, you would come through Valleyfield over here, make your way up to the 20. As you can see, Valleyfield is very industrial. Was mostly an industrial place, industrial city if you want. But it also has very nice places to visit and hang out, especially in the old Valleyfield over here. A very nice place to hang out. Come see the boat races during the summer, unless of course COVID, but we don't talk about that. Yeah, what they call the regatta, the races here in Valleyfield. Once a year they have races with speedboats over here, and it's like really, really cool. Happening on the water is right over here. Then you got another factory on, well, there's actually supposed to be a bridge here. It shouldn't be underwater, but this place over here, they make, it's PPC back in the day. They would make chemicals for water purification plants and whatnot. It would all be made on this island right here. They'd probably still do it. I don't know. I haven't been there in a couple of years. As I was saying, if you don't want to pay the toll booth, you could continue right down through Valleyfield over there, cross these bridges here, and link up with the 20 on your way to Ontario that way, or towards Montreal the other way. A bit more further that way, and you start getting into Ontario. As you can see, this is where the link up with the 20 would be. You could feel this helicopter is so smooth. Really fun to operate. I'm barely putting any input on the control stick. Everything is just really smooth. You gotta learn to just be very nice with her, and she will do what you want it to, no problem. Alright, let's head back towards Les Cèdres and land this helicopter. I don't remember what it was exactly exactly, but if I remember well, there was an old firework factory around here that blew up a couple of years back, right off the 20. I think that over there. Yep, right there off the 20 over here. At one point, it was a big accident. It's a firework factory for general fireworks if you want to have a party at home or something. For Americans, it'd be 4th of July over here whenever we want to in Canada. Yeah, part of this went down in a big explosion, unfortunately. All right, let's just check on the map real quick here. As you can see, our heliport is just a little bit further up ahead. You need to go get this mod to use the map. The tiny mod, you get it in the instructions when you buy the helicopter here, and it's the navigation system for the helicopter. Works really well. You can see no departure or anything. It's all there for the nav. We could start seeing the runways for Les Cèdres, but we're going to be landing at the heliport. It's a beautiful day here in Montreal today. There's the way station for the trucks. Alright, our heliport is right over there. So we're going to go around the airport and come back and land. So we're going to practice our landing right there in the field. See how good we are on getting it on the H. Let's just head over to that interchange, turn around, and let's try landing this guy. Everything is just so smooth with this guy. It's unbelievable. Alright, let's start pulling back, reduce throttle. Very, very slow input on the stick. Try to get it on the H here. And not really smooth landing, but hey, it's okay. Like I said, I gotta get used to it. It would have been a lot easier if I was using the assistant mode, but that's fine. That's fine. So to turn off the engines, just reopen the security flaps here, put the engines back in idle, like so. Let it spool down, and you do the whole process in reverse. So we turn off the engines, turn off the fuel primers, turn off the avionics, turn off the LAVCS, all the lights and everything, and we'd be done. Turn off the battery and we're done. Oh, and one cool thing about this helicopter, you could actually open the door and go outside. No, you can't. We can't get off the seat, but yeah, we can open the door and everything. And it's fun that they put the manuals in here and all that. Really, really cool. So yeah, as you can see in the back here, very luxurious helicopter. If you poke our head in here, as you can see, they have a nice little TV there. Um, Same thing on the other side. They even have a little mini fridge with, I think, a whiskey bottle in there and whatnot. This is the luxury version. There's going to be a civilian version coming out and a military version. Oh yeah, and if they're fed up of hearing me talk, they can just close the window like so. And then you get to see all my fingers and nicks and scratches on there. Alright, the engines have spooled down. Turn off engine number one. Turn off engine number two. Turn off the air conditioning and all those things. Turn off the fuel pumps. If I turn off the avionics, it's going to pop up that end of flight window, so I'm not going to do that. But you guys get a pretty good idea of how this whole thing works. Now, download and progress. That's just for our flight reports here. Yeah, it keeps the track of all our flights. As you can see, we were in the air for about 25 minutes or so. Oh, actually, for 20 minutes. So, yeah, previous. There we go. It'll give us our weight, the configuration, ports, previous. Everything's in there. Really well made. And more or less everything in here is clickable. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this introductory video to the H145. I know I love this thing. I'll be using it a lot during my flight. And yeah, so this is Boss Cube, and signing off, and I'll see you guys next time. Wow, I'm searching for my words. Fly safe, everyone. Take care.